Greetings, Goddess Body Mind Spirit community. This is Tyra Omilade, your goddess guru, your sister friend. And y'all know I love helping women align with their life purpose using the power of ancient wisdom and the goddess-centered lifestyle. It's all about doing you, boo. How y'all doing out there? What's up? G-Hive, let's turn up, baby. Wednesday morning, this is how we do it. Hey, how y'all doing out there? Who is in the house? The G-Hive, what's up? How y'all doing? Grand Rising, how are you? Ocean Kimmy, the queen. Greetings to Queen Larissa Falami, how are you? Driving but listening. All right, be safe and warm out there, queen. Buenos dias, how are you? Saludos to Paulette La Reina. Yes, this is how we do it, Ocean Kimmy. Come on, girl. I know you out there dancing with me. Come on. Yes, let's do this. Let's do this. Greetings to the queen, Mystic Storm. Peace and blessings, queen. How are you? Yes, here we are. Our last Wednesday morning Inspired Goddess Circle of 2022. Wow. What a year to remember. A year to remember for me. This is one for the books. Man, I can honestly say this year has birthed a whole new Tyra. I leave out of this year a changed woman. Ain't no going back, baby. Ain't no going back. Who else is out here? Oh, hey, Queen Diza, the Queen of the Caribbean. Welcome, Caribbean Queen. Okay, yeah, Paulette can relate. Man, me and Paulette, we've been rolling hard this year. This fall, me and Paulette been rolling hard. Hey, do y'all have your morning beverage? I know Ocean Kimmy typically has her cup of Java, her cup of Shango. I'm drinking out of my Rockstar mug today. I was thinking about my friends G and Sandy and how pivotal they have been for me having a big change this year. And they have a coaching program that I went through and still a part of. It's called Rockstar Media Training. And so, yeah, I love that they talk about channeling your inner rock star. So that's what I'm going to encourage you to do. In 2023, I want you to channel your inner rock star. I'm going to eventually bring them on because they are so good at helping us be able to share our story, show up confidently in how we are appearing on the screen or, in interviews, podcasts, different things like that. And having that ability to share your story. G is a sound engineer. He doesn't do that work anymore, but he traveled with all, mega stars, worked with mega stars. And just to hear how he talks about what they did in order to go up on that stage and the mindset that they had and the way that they prepared themselves for coming on screen. It's truly inspiring. It's truly inspiring. So that's what I want us all to do. I want us to be the rock stars of our life. I'm going to toast you all. You are a rock star. You are a queen. You are a goddess. All right. And it's time for all of us to make sure that we're showing up exactly how we decide we want to be. Let's see here. I need to come back and see. You getting your tea? Yes, cup of Shango is what I call coffee. Because folks who are ruled by Shango, they love their coffee, okay? So this morning, what I want to do is just talk a little bit about what do we see going on astrologically. I'm really working to understand what is up with all of this cold weather. I'm just gonna pull up a chart really quickly because I have been very unplugged from the news just because mentally I can't I cannot with the news right now. But it seems like last year around this time there was a lot of very cold weather, frigid temperatures. I can't remember, was it 2 years ago maybe that I'm thinking about? I know Texas had something happen 2 years ago, but I'm trying to think about last year. Did we have a lot of snow? And the only reason I'm doing that is I'm, like, really trying to figure out, is it Pluto that's having us to revisit some stuff? Because Pluto is, let me look at Mars. Uh, Pluto is direct, which means it's going over degrees that it already had hit, but I can't remember what was happening exactly last year this time in terms of the weather. Um, Let me see here. But yeah, I want to try to figure that out. And I do want to talk a little bit about Mercury retrograde. I don't know why I can't see this. Oh, let's see. Exactly. I am a goddess. Mastering myself is where I am. No going back. Oh yeah, Ocean Kim is another one. Finishing the year. A changed woman. All right. You know that old gospel song from the Black church? I know I've been changed. Angel in heaven gonna sign my name, honey. Okay. So I'm gonna pull this up really quickly. Oh, first of all, as you can see in the ticker tape, um, you can get my Working with the Moon class. I typically sell this class for $66. But I decided to make it a part of a bundle. We had to give something that we charge for. We couldn't give any freebies. She was like, "You ain't giving no freebies. Give me something for this bundle that you charge for because we want to give quality stuff." So I put my Working with the Moon class inside of this bundle, and you can have it for free. All you need to do is go into the description box of this video and look for my ZNAP link, and it'll take you there, so that you can go on ahead and get that class. All right. But the good news is there's a lot in that bundle. Everything is free. It's over $6,000 of products that people like me and you create and work hard on and have a passion about. So I would say nobody has given anything that's just okey doke. We've given from our hearts. We are sharing our courses and our workshops and our knowledge for free. So I know the people who are in this is a business group that I'm a part of. The coach brought us all together so that we could do this. And so, yes, go get mine, but I hope that you look at other people's stuff that's in that bundle. It's not just spiritual stuff, it's business and meditation, health. There's several in there who work with gardening, animals, all kinds of stuff. It's like a marketplace. You can just walk, just peruse all of the courses. You can get them for free. It's only available until the 29th. Okay. Thank you, Paulette. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. This is how we do it in the business community. We have to help one another, okay? Especially, I love that somebody helped me to understand I am not a small business owner. I might use that because people understand that. I'm a micro business owner. I have no employees. I was working with April the VA, but I just slowed down. And so I was like, I don't have anything that I'm really working on, or even, to be honest with you, can afford to work with a VA right now. I could work with a VA, but I just don't have a lot of fire. So it's like, yeah, anywho. I'm a micro business owner. If you have a business, you're a micro business owner. And micro business owners, we make it by helping each other out. It's just how it is. And if there is a male in that bundle, I don't remember who it is because we mostly only have women in that group. So you're helping women also. Greetings, Devi and Fatty. How y'all doing? Love y'all. Okay, so let me pull. Is there something else I want to say? I do think this weekend, I need to get all the graphics together and get the time together, but I do plan on coming on and doing a do some readings if y'all want to get a mini reading or something like that. Oh, he sleep. I bet you'll say a rare occasion because little children, they stay up and moving. Okay, so what I want to talk about first is this energy of Pluto. Well, first of all, it's a lot of energy in Capricorn. So whenever there's a lot of energy in Capricorn, it actually can bring a lot of cold weather because that's Capricorn. It's a cold sign. Uh, it's a dry sign, and it's the sign that kicks off winter. But why is it so extreme? I just kind of feel like it's some point has to be getting activated. I don't know if it's an eclipse point. I don't know what it is. The points would be the degrees on the wheel. Something is getting activated that is making this, weather like so extreme, so frigid, so just blasting everywhere. I couldn't believe the temperatures I saw in Florida. I was like, when did Florida get this cold? Um, so yeah, I do think that that's something to think about. The other thing that we have coming up is Mercury retrograde. That kicks off tomorrow. So we're in the shadow period, we're in the storm period, and this is a Mercury retrograde that I think the biggest havoc is being during this storm period. And again, the storm period is where Mercury is the slowest. The planet is stationing, which means it's stopping. And so a planet doesn't just go retrograde, it slows down, it stops. And when it stops, it stays on 1 degree for a while. And then it starts going backwards. And then once it's done with the retrograde, it slows down and it sits on 1 degree for a while. And then it starts moving forward again. So the degree that it stops on is where all the havoc will be. So right now that degree is the 24th degree. Mercury is that 24th degree is creating havoc. So what is the 24th degree? It's Capricorn. It is, let me see here, Capricorn. I went over this in the I have it written here. I created a Mercury retrograde mini class. It's in my membership here on my channel. I went through all the signs. Going through the signs is a lot of work, y'all. Going through the sign, because I'm not the type of person that just wants to give you a little bit, even though a lot of times a little bit goes a very long way. I like to give people details, and so that you can use all of this to change your life. That's just where I am right now. Change and transformation. That's what I'm about. I'm not about us doing all of this because it's kind of like in vogue, or, it's just sort of something we kind of fall back on in between the times where, we're not really living a life that's empowered, or we're maybe doing stuff that's harmful to ourselves. Well, we kind of revert, some people would just revert back to doing things that kind of sound good and feel good because it kind of makes you feel okay with yourself. No, we want change, right? Um, and that's the kind of astrology that I share. So I will create mini courses that will be inside of my membership. If you want them, I hope you want them because they will help you. You can get more details. I made 2 videos yesterday. It is one that's a little bit over 30 minutes, another one that's like 40 minutes. I have a cheat sheet that I share. It is not an okie doke class. It's a very good class. My membership is only $9.99 a month. So go get the class, join the membership here on my YouTube channel. Let's see here. What else? And maybe I'll create it where you can be a part of my membership, um, via my website or something like that. If you don't want to join on YouTube, because actually YouTube takes 30% of my profits. But I want this YouTube membership. Anywho, um, the 24th degree is really bringing out the energy of Capricorn, is bringing out the energy, let's see here, Capricorn, Virgo, and it's bringing out the energy of Libra. Okay, that's just some astrology. It's using I'll just kind of let y'all know. It's using the decans, like each sign is broken into 10 or 3 degrees, 3 sections that have 10 degrees in them each. That's the decan. And then the sign, we have the sign, and then we have the decans, and then each degree is called a dwad. And so when I combine those all together, it lets me know what is this Mercury retrograde really going to be about. It's going to be about Capricorn things, which is success, boundaries, starting and finishing things. I can tell you Capricorn is also about karma. That was something I was like, I need to actually go back and maybe see, is there something I need to share about karma in the class? Because make no mistake about it, Capricorn is karmic. We're dealing with karmic stuff. So it could be something karmic coming up. And I think this weather is karmic. It's weird. Like, I don't even know the fullness of it because I just started fully tuning into, like, what is this thing called? Like some type of cyclone. I don't know what the word is that they're using, but it's like we're just being bombarded with all this frigid energy, snow, all that. What else is Capricorn? What do y'all know Capricorn to be? Tell me what y'all know about Capricorn. Good morning, big sister. How are you? What do I hear? I don't know why. Something's burning. Good morning, Bliss. How are you? Yeah. Oh, yeah. I heard about New York and Chicago. We have souls that are leaving because I guess I don't know what happened. Maybe they lost their heat or something like that. It's really, really, really interesting. You're welcome. Yes, Debbie. Yeah. It's gonna work. Okay. Good morning, Cora. How are you? Okay, so Capricorn is about yeah, I've given y'all a few things that it's about, but it is this energy that can help you stick and stay. I believe if you want to be successful in your life, you have to model what Capricorn energy is about. You may not model Capricorns in particular unless they are modeling the best energy of Capricorn, because it's a very control freak type of energy. um, you know, Sometimes Capricorns can be a little bit like they think they know everything, and they can point out everything that's wrong with everybody, right? Forgetting they have 3 fingers pointing back at them. But make no mistake about it, Capricorn, I don't know why I can't stand these ads. Capricorn is the energy of success because Capricorn has determined energy. It has the energy, let me see here, determination, endurance, stick to itness. It can be very patient. And so I think that this Mercury retrograde is helping us to bring more of this into our mindset, the ways of Capricorn combined with Virgo. Virgo is the energy of, okay, I can see all the steps that need to get done, because both Virgo and Capricorn, they can help you to be more disciplined. So maybe we need to be more disciplined during this time, or we're going to see that we need to be more disciplined during this Mercury retrograde. And then the other one is Libra. It's the Dwad. It's a Libra Dwad. And honestly, Libras are some very successful people, and they are successful because um, they're very classy. It's like with all three of these signs, it's like all things decent and in order. So it's kind of like look at your life and see where do you need to be more decent and in order, and where do you need to be more refined. There have been times when I'll think, you know what, I'm just gonna show up and be me. I'm gonna talk all, as my husband would say, Mississippi if I want to. I'm gonna talk black if I want to. I'm not gonna be, I'm gonna dress the way I want to dress. And then something will just wake me up and I'll think, you know what? I'm deciding I'm gonna show up and be a little bit more refined and poised and the way that I speak, because Libra is the kind of energy that if people will listen to you. And it's because Libra has this Oshun vibe, right? Oshun is like, smooth. A lot of times, people who are Libra, they got something real smooth and they're very charming. And when you are like that, it's the G Hive, baby. That's what we're about, okay? You could be uh, honey, which attracts, honey attracts bees to it. Bees make the honey too, but they attract things. And, ooh, honey is so sweet and it just makes everybody feel so good, right? But it's really this energy of refining, being refined. And I love Libra energy, even though Libras can be um indecisive. It's true, because Libra will weigh everything. I can see both sides. Yeah, I can see both sides. Um, but even though Libra can sometimes be indecisive, once a Libra makes it up in their mind, they will create like the smoothest way, the best way. Everybody will just want to be there. It'll be so nice. It'll be so wonderful. And it'll be inviting. So it's kind of like, and Libra is like standards, baby. I have standards for my life, right? So these are the kinds of things we want to be thinking about with this Mercury retrograde. I got standards for my life. Am I living up to my standards? Like, is my home the way it should be? Is this project that I'm working on, like, am I like bringing my best to it? Because again, I'm not going to say Libras are about appearances, but in a way they are. Because if you're going to an outdoor, you're going to eat outdoors, some outdoor setting, casual, the Libra is going to show up decent and in order, appropriately dressed for the occasion. Same with if they're going to a mixer that has to do with business, they're going to have on proper attire. That's it. Even if they're a little bit quirky and, that it's not like corporate necessarily. They don't all dress like corporate people or whatever, but their corporate will be decent and in order corporate. Um, and it's about being classy. And so this is what we may be focused on during this Mercury retrograde. It's like, am I bringing the best? Is this decent and in order? Just like today, I could have just showed up. I was like, no, all things decent and in order. First of all, I didn't even create the live stream and early, so I need to make sure I have my manners and let everyone know I will be showing up later. And here's the time, and here's the link. Like, is there something in your life that needs more of a Libra touch? And it could be your mind. Like, maybe you just got messy mind up there. Like, you really and truly, like, not decent and in order. You ain't got no standards. You just letting your mind race to and from decent and in order. Now, cool believe Libras, the thing that makes me crazy about Libras is they will be stuck up here. They will be playing out every scenario that is possible. They will talk and talk and talk about the idea, and something or somebody, typically an Aries, we'll have to put some fire under their butts and get them moving. But when a Libra gets going, man, it's going to be great. I love Libras. I love Libras because they are they can be very gentle, appropriate, decent, and in order type of people. Oh, so let me see here. Yes, greetings to everyone who's here. We're going to be talking more about this, Cora, because that's what I'm in the process of. My current life initiation is like it's like flip me inside out, and it's shaking everything. And it's kind of like whatever gets lost, baby, because it needs to. And we're going to refine whatever is there, and you're going to keep showing up in this world as who you are meant to be. And it's easier than we think. Ah, thank you. Yes. One thing about me, I'm not a Capricorn, okay? But Saturn is right there with my moon. So it brings this Capricorn vibe and dedication. Well, actually, it's my Taurus. I will be here. I will be here, sisters. I love how y'all are talking to each other. This is what's up. Hello, how are you? Good to see you. Hadn't seen you in a while over on Facebook. We have one sister on Facebook, y'all, just FYI. I have a Capricorn stellium, but I find routine challenging. Yeah, Mystic Storm, what will happen is we will have different placements. And so your moon is in Pisces, if I remember correctly. It seems like you have Pisces energy. Pisces is not about routine, and your moon, it will kind of show, are you a routine person or not? Pisces ain't nothing about routine. But what we have to do is understand how do we bring into our lives what it is that we need in order to get to where we want to go. And that's actually one of my focuses that's what I thought, for 2023 is doing more of this change work so that you understand you can become whoever it is you want to be. If you are a Pisces, you can be a disciplined Pisces. If you are a mental Libra who feels like I can't get in touch with my emotions, you can become somebody who is in touch with their emotions. Okay. So, yes. Yes. Welcome. 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 I probably should leave you over there. But let me see if I can find, just in case you want to copy. Let me see if I can find, just in case you want to come over here to YouTube and see all the discussions. Okay, so I need to show y'all this shirt really quickly. There's a story behind the shirt. And I just dropped that YouTube link in there for the sister who is in YouTube. If you want to come up, on Facebook, if you want to come over here to YouTube to see all the discussion. So this shirt is a joke by y'all's friend, y'all's brother Craig. You don't have to, Federa, so don't feel obligated. But I just wanted you to know there were people over here chatting up over here on YouTube. But anywho, years ago, my kids, thank you. My kids and I went on a walk. It was one lovely homeschool day. My older son was like, "Hey, I want to go for a walk today." It was early spring, and we get out on this trail that's near our house, and we walk down to the river. And when we get to the river, there was an owl out on this branch right across from us, across the river from us. And I was just like a little bit like, wow, that's odd to me, because typically we don't see owls out during the day. It was like 1 o'clock in the afternoon or something like that. And there was a mom and her little baby down there also. That's just what we do. We just go, all of us here in my little city, we love going on what's called the Greenway. And we noticed the owl, and I always tell people we did what modern day humans do, like the appropriate thing. Ooh, ah, there's an owl. Hey, Empress T. So then we start talking and chatting and, just doing our thing. And then I hear this rustle, and I'm like, what? I look up and I'm like, what is this owl doing? And I promise y'all, I feel like when we first saw the owl, it was like this. But when I heard the rustle, the owl was turned and was looking at us like this. I was like, y'all, that owl is making me feel nervous. I felt like creeped out. Like, why is this owl staring at us? Well, my kids, they're very outdoorsy, just like their dad. So they weren't worried. I was like, all right, let me just go on back to what we're doing. Next thing I know, the owl swoops down and it looks like it's going for the mom and the baby because she was sitting down at the river edge with the feet in the water, doing the appropriate things that we modern day moms do. I am showing my baby the water, the river. And I grabbed my oldest son. I used him as leverage and I take off running. My younger son, nobody even knew where he was. This dude was gone. He's known as the fastest runner in the family. And my older son is looking around like, what is wrong with everybody? And all of a sudden I stop and I was like, let me go help the mama. So I run back and I go help the mom. She's up coming with the baby. And we all are like, we're out of here. So when we get back to the it's called the wilderness station, we're telling them what happened. And they said the owl was probably there hunting and he was trying to get us away so he could finish hunting and getting some food, or she, whatever, he or she. And from there, I started telling this wild tale, man, about the attack of the owls. I'm not gonna lie, I was paranoid of owls for a few years after that. And so recently, my husband went out. My younger son gets horrible, grotesque Halloween shirts. I don't know why he loves these kind of shirts, but it's always something crazy for Halloween on this shirt. He went and bought my son this, one of these shirts, and he decides he wanted to buy one with an owl on it for me. I was like, "You funny." Hey, Jamila. Good morning. How are you? Okay, I thought that was you, Federa. I thought that was you. Okay, welcome, Queen. Yeah, nature is everything. Nature is everything. Yeah, owls. I actually, when I was at Spelman College, every class, at least back then, I don't know if they still do this, but back then, every class had a totem. And my class's totem for class of 1992 actually is the owl. Yeah. Thank you. Okay, so we got a lot of owl lovers in here. I agree. Actually, Debbie, I I know y'all love Pastor. Everybody loves Pastor. I can't stand it. No, everyone loves my husband. He's a really nice person. Very, very nice person. Mm. So Jamila says the owl spirit in her animal deck is you see clearly. Interesting. Very interesting. Because one of the things I said in my Mercury retrograde mini course, and I will send out an email later with just a little bit more details about Mercury retrograde. I don't know if I even shared anything new. I wrote it last night and I need to send it today. But that honestly, I think I said that in my Mercury retrograde mini class that this might be a time where we can see some things more clearly. So Mercury retrograde, put some respect on his name. It does have some really nice um aspects because Mercury retrograde, first of all, the shadow period, in my opinion, is typically the worst part of Mercury retrograde. And once we're out of the shadow period, not the shadow, the storm period, for about a week, it feels like things are kind of like normal. But I just think that we're gonna probably see, problems with transportation and trips and different things like that with the second storm period. So yeah, that's something to think about as we get closer to Mercury retrograde ending. It could be something really getting turned up again because we're already seeing it. That's the thing that I love about astrology. It's kind of like, okay, is this the first time that this planet crossed um, these degrees, or is it the second time, or is it the third time? Because every time a planet crosses degrees, it's like giving you chances to really hone in on something. So maybe that's something you want to think about. What do you really need to hone in on for me? Yeah, I'm telling you, I can tell some stories. The storm is the worst for you. Yeah. And Eileen is a um, a Virgo. Actually, she has a planet in Gemini too, now that I think about it. So if you have planets in Virgo and Gemini, these can be challenging times. It can be this Mercury retrograde in general can be challenging. Let me see, is there anything else I want to talk about on here? So today the moon is in Pisces. The other day, let me see here, it was Monday. I don't know if y'all saw my video. The moon was void from like 1:00, 1:30 in the afternoon, Eastern time. So even earlier for those, out west, until 2:00 in the morning. I was like, why? Why did this have to happen on Monday? I was such a slug. And it's like as soon as the moon came into Pisces, I was so productive yesterday. I really loved it. So Pisces is a time for us to be, you know, um, doing some self-care is what I'll call it. So yeah. And then the other thing that I love about how we're going into the new year, I love that we're going into the new year with the moon phase being waxing. Because I want y'all to understand this is how we use energy. If we have waxing energy, then that means the energy is building. This is really a time for you to be thinking about how you want to move and navigate in 2023. I do not think with us having 3 planets retrograde, 2 of which are Mars and Mercury, that we don't even fool yourself and think that we're going to start January 1st out running. Do not kid yourself, sisters. That's not how it's going to roll. It's going to be just like last year where you didn't feel like the year started until February. It might be just a little bit earlier, but I think that we will not feel like, I think you need to just be excited about going into a new year. I personally think 2023 is going to be rough in some regards, but the more I have been listening to my teachers as well as looking at the aspects, I'm like, oh, 2023 might be okay after all. But this is where I think it'll be difficult. Number one, people don't want to change. No matter what we say, we actually don't. If we did, then people would change easily and effortlessly. Societies would change and all of that. People are typically pretty resistant, and part of it is the way our mind is set up. Hold on, let me just make sure. Did I hear anything? Okay. Oh, okay. I parked in front of my husband, so I'm gonna turn on some music so I can go move my car. But y'all keep the party going, okay? I'll be right back. love y'all. Thank y'all. It's funny. Oh, thank you. I have, I lived here 9 months by myself. I said, I am not built to live by myself. I told my husband, "Mm, I wasn't born for that." Hey, Nexodus. Where's Nexodus? Good morning. But now that they're home, I'm like, oh, I have to remember I'm living with other people. That's why I have to check my phone sometimes when I'm live streaming. They might be trying to get in touch with a sister. Venus and Virgo. Yes, Moon and Gemini. This you may feel this retrograde really hitting you up. Mm, okay. Yes, we're going to be talking about this, Cora. Mhm. Capricorn is about practicality, so I'm trying to be gentle with myself through the lifestyle changes I want to implement. That's something that I'm focusing on because I have been just kind of watching us all year and watching myself. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. This has been a year of questioning for me. Like, what in the world am I doing? And I know I'm headed in the right direction because I do get change in my life. I'm very sciencey. Y'all know I always say, "Be like my aunt." And I'm very practical as a Taurus moon, and having that Saturn real close to my moon. Oh, things better be. I'm doing this for a reason. I need to see some results. That's just how I am. And my Pisces allows me to let miracles manifest and unfold. But we need a. Let's talk about Libra. We need a healthy balance of both. You know, yeah, miracles abound. And yeah, we are in the space time continuum to manifest some stuff through action, right? And I don't, I keep hearing in the book, A Happy Pocket Full of Money is one of those books where it's like, there is a science for living. I'm like, well, will somebody please tell me what it is? How much more money do I need to spend? Or how many more people do I need to work with before I actually figure out what is the science for living? That's honestly my focus right now. And when I figure out everything, or as I figure out everything, not when, as I figure out everything, I share with you. I do know astrology is one of those things I've been able to predict with accuracy things that are going to be coming up so that life doesn't feel like it's just this random thing that's happening. Like, why? I used to ask all the time, like, why is this happening? What is going on? And, like to be raised up in a household where there's trauma, one of the last things that we need to be focused on or having is things feeling like they're just too unpredictable because it leaves people like for me, never had an official diagnosis, but I used to say all the time, I have PTSD from my childhood. Didn't know it, of course, but I just noticed early on in life, I stay alert and I'm constantly like, there was this cat that we had named Minka. My sister-in-law found Minka, no, not Minka, Hashim was our cat's name. My sister-in-law, my husband loves black cats, and she found this cat in Alabama of all places. She was moving. She was in the military at the time. She was moving. She found this cat. She got the cat in her car some kind of way. She said when she found Hashim, Hashim was just like looking around and paranoid and, just like on alert mode. And Hashim always was that kind of cat that was like, he was kind of scrappy, actually. Real smart cat, also, but just real scary, right? But he would fight anything and anybody, it seemed like. That's how I was. I was like Hashim when we first found Hashim, just scary. Everything is scary. Everyone is scary. Everything, everyone, every moment, like it could be a cotton ball. And so when life just seems like it's just throwing stuff at you, it's hard for people like that, right? And I found astrology to be something where I can't predict specifically what's going to go on. Like I could not, and I haven't fully talked about what happened with my sibling, with everyone, but we had a situation which we're not fully out of it, or he's not fully out of it, but where I was terrified for my brother perhaps being locked away in prison for a very long time, when he was operating in self-defense. And I did not expect that. I did not predict it. I just knew something was going to happen. So, like when my father-in-law died this year, it wasn't a surprise, but my astrology showed it, you know, a parent possibly passing, right? Um, but even with my brother and his situation happening, that was so unexpected and out of the clear blue sky. I was like, well, I guess, this is my astrology. I knew I was going to have extreme highs and lows this year. I knew it was going to be hard. So it doesn't throw me as much, because what used to happen, and who can relate to this? Something happens, it throws you. The next thing you know, you devolving in life, and you constantly building yourself up from the bottom, like not even like ground level, baby. We talking about from the pit up. It seemed like that's how it was always. It was like I could get the ground level, maybe I'd rise up a little bit, but then something would happen and it would just throw me so much that I went below the ground into the pit. I don't do that anymore. I have my pit moments, don't get me wrong. I still go into the pit. I even describe myself right now in the belly of my life. I'm not at the peak. I'm in the belly, okay? I'm waking up every day like questioning so much. But I do give thanks for things like astrology. So I share astrology for that reason. And this is why I encourage y'all to get readings, hopefully with me. Mystic Storm shares astrology, but definitely stop just listening to astrological readings. You need someone to look at your chart, and someone who does predictive astrology will. Now, I don't like predictive astrology where they're like, you're gonna, it's so predictive that they're just like trying to tell you what specifically these things are going to happen. No, we do predictive astrology to kind of give people uh, points in time where this could potentially happen. It's favorable for you to do fill in the blank, or it's not favorable, or this is a time where you need to be still, or this is a time where a whole lot might be coming up, and you'll have to be able to weather the storm. I like doing that kind of astrology. Um, Sometimes I do give predictive. Like one lady, she's in my coaching program, and I told her last year this time, I was like, I'm telling you right now, you're going to get an up level in your career. Did I see what it was? No, but she got that up level, baby, and then some. So it's good to have your chart looked at so that you can get it. I looked at people's charts recently and I was like, wow, I'm glad you got a reading, because you need to know it's some challenging times ahead for you. And you need to be able to, don't let it throw you, because it's always a lesson. Okay. We always remember the Odu O'Shea. O'Shea says, everything is happening for a reason. We can be the phoenix rising. We have to have the philosophy is, I never fail. I either win or I learn. Failure equals learning. The only meaning that something has is the meaning that we give it. And we look at failure as it's a reflection on me. I'm a bad person. We use it as a weapon against ourselves. We weaponize our. I went out and I attempted to do this thing and I failed, as I'm a bad person, or perhaps failure is happening because we have some wounding that needs to be healed. But what do? Instead of saying, well, we don't all the time know this, but I'll just say it this way anyway. Instead of like, I know that I had a rough start in life and I have some bad coping mechanisms. I'm putting bad in quotes, and it causes me to get in bad relationships, or to not have good boundaries, or whatever it is that it causes me to pick the same wrong person or the same wrong friendships. Instead of saying that, it's like, yeah, I just suck at this. right? I am somebody who has had to really change that and accept wounding will, until we fix it, until we address it, it will have us doing some stuff that it does not get render good results. It gets us in bad positions, but we can't let it reflect I'm bad. No. Feedback. What's the feedback? Well, stop doing it. It could be as simple as that, right? So I do think it's really important for us to get these astrological readings so that we'll know what are we up against. Because this year, if I did not know astrology, woo, I don't even know what my life would be like without astrology. I can't fathom it at this point. But the other thing too, and I made a series of videos, and I felt sort of like, even though I know what I say is typically never super harsh, is more harsh than what I say. What I typically say, because I am known to be very inspirational. It's who I am. I'm a Jupiterian, y'all. Come on, I got Jupiter in my first house. Of course, I'm an eternal optimist. Okay. But I want you all to know that I feel like I need to start speaking in a way that most people cannot speak to women of color and Black women, maybe even women, to a certain degree. Um, because when I go into like hypnotherapy groups, I'm a certified hypnotherapist. I am an NLP practitioner. Um, m- First and foremost, these are processes that honestly, the more I think about it, all the traditions have this, but this is more of like not hypnosis is ancient, but NLP is modern. Um, so it's not just white men who are teaching it, but they're the ones that grabbed it and have been using it. Um, and so when I go in, sometimes I'm like, it's some language that's missing because Black women, women of color are not represented. Women are barely, white women are there. They're barely represented in hypnosis. It's more of us coming into it. But when we look at the ones who kind of led it, who have kind of like heralded the hypnosis and the NLP, it's been, even though I will say there's a woman named Virginia Shatir, she's one of the people who um, was modeled to create NLP. So thank the goddess. There is a woman who was modeled to create this NLP structure or whatever. Anywho, and so sometimes I need to say things to kind of wake us up. And it's only because I'm realizing, like, the more I do this work, I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Like, I I now see, something new, a new way of thinking, a new way of being. And my thing is a lot of times women, but especially women of color, because we've had it so hard, the word hard, let's talk about Capricorn. Capricorn is about hard work. And I will never, ever say that we don't have to put in this elbow grease. But what I will tell y'all is that everything doesn't need, we have a narrative. It's a difference between the Capricorn hard work and this narrative of that has been sold to us, that has been handed down to us. And some of it is, of course, because of survival, hard. Everything's got to be hard. And to just hold on to it. Hold on. And we'll be saying, yes, ease and flow. Let's take a nap. We got the nap ministry. And, you know, Black women, we want it easy. We don't want to have it. We now stepping into self-care, and we'll be saying all of that, right? But as long as there's something in us that believes things have to be hard, or we have a narrative that doesn't line up with ease and flow, then we're going to be stuck. And I'm saying to us that a lot of us do not understand that what is in our subconscious mind, hold on, that because it's in our subconscious mind and it's so deeply embedded in our subconscious mind. And I want you to think anything that we say about ourselves that is about lack and limitation. The more we say, it's so hard. I used to say, why is it that all the white girls seem like, because I'm speaking very generally, because I know for a fact it is not all of them. Let me say it this way: in fitness, when I used to be in fitness, I was like, why is it that the white girls seem to slim down quicker than the black girls? Now, the younger ones, the younger black ladies, they different, I noticed. But my generation, maybe, the 80s, I'm like, it seemed like we always the biggest ones. Like, we'll be in here working as hard as everybody else, but we still, it's so hard to lose weight. What is this? Right. And it's so buried in deep in our subconscious mind. So I'm like, it must be something in me, but I could never access it. But now that I'm working with NLP and hypnosis, it's making me understand it is so deeply embedded that it is hidden until something happens to help us to really see, oh, this is the thought. This thought right here is the one that is keeping me exactly where I am right now. And it is all about what is your identity. And my thing is, who were you born to be? That's what you most want to align with, your destiny. Why are you here? And the circumstances that you find yourself in, if you do not like them, number one, you've got to change your identity. Number two, you've got to change your language. Number three, you have to go out of your way to go inside of you and make the internal shifts that are necessary to create the result that you want. And I used to hear that quote by what is his name? I did not know my door was open. I don't like when my door is open. Einstein. I have a new thing and the little cord just wrapped around my finger, my foot. I have a Einstein, you cannot solve the problem. What's that quote, y'all? You cannot solve the problem at the consciousness that created the problem. Einstein quote. And I never used to solve. Do y'all remember that quote? Oh, here we go. We cannot solve problems with the same thinking we used when we created them. I don't know if that's the exact quote, but we cannot solve problems with the same thinking we used when we created them. And I never used to understand what in the world does that mean. I'll bring it up because sometimes it's good to see it. And it made sense, but now I'm at this place where I'm seeing this, and that's why I've been going through a happy pocket full of money with you all, because it's like we need to insert new ways of thinking so that and then take away the old. Like, they're gonna try to be in there hanging all there together, but we will eventually have to get rid of the old way that's not working. And you have to change. Every word that comes out of your mouth matters. I've said this before. Are we speaking curses into our lives? We cast negative spells on ourselves all the time. So let's do this right now. I want to know, what's one thing that you say this on a regular basis, and it is a negative spell. And even if all you do is just don't say it anymore, if you think it, tell yourself, stop. Say it like that. I know it sounds crazy. In NLP, it's called a pattern interrupt. So, if you think, man, I'm just a failure, stop. You have to say it to yourself like that. Like, because the subconscious mind, it's like a railroad track, baby. It's just going to keep going on that one track. You know how we say you got a one track mind? Well, the subconscious mind, that's what it is. It's on one track, one railway, and it's just going and going and going because it likes repetition. And so whatever you repeat over and over and over again, the subconscious mind is like, all right, I don't discriminate against her. She all powerful, mighty goddess. She can do whatever she want. Whatever she want, that's what I'm here to please. Whatever you want. The subconscious mind is like a genie. Whatever you like, your wish is my command. So, what is that thing that you say about yourself on a regular basis that you are like, maybe if I keep saying this, it's just reinforcing the situation that I am in? Okay, let me. I know I've been talking for a minute. I'm working on planning things better for next year, and you queens, yes, love it. Today's candle is Palo Santo and eucalyptus. Thank you. Thank you. I love that, Felicia. Hey, Queen Sharmika. You're late, but you are here. I love it. This was definitely my year for questioning. Some of the astrology hasn't really been lining up to my chart. So my skeptical Capricorn has been heavy. Yeah. I get, let me see. I'm trying to think of when has astrology not fully lined up. So one thing I'll say, Sharmika, is that number one, are you certain of your time of birth? But it seems like you have a lot going on in Scorpio. And the only thing I know when we have a lot going on in a sign with eclipses is it's a lot of uh what's the word I want to use? It's like things that you can't fully anticipate. You can't fully anticipate everything. Um that's been my experience with these eclipses. So for instance, yeah, like with my brother, I didn't anticipate that. I didn't even see it coming. But when I thought about it, I was like, well, my planet that has to do with my siblings did get activated. And it felt the part of the eclipse that activated it is the part that is dealing with loss. And so it could be that I just didn't pay attention to that. I didn't see it coming. But oh my God, it reactivated my relationship with my brother and it ignited finally a relationship with his long-term girlfriend that I did not have. I finally got to know her, who is a Capricorn. But a lot of what I have questioned is like all the spiritual work I've done. I don't, it's not that I don't see the benefit of it. It's just that I need to understand where am I going with it? What am I not sticking and staying enough? Or, like I believe in truth. I only want to lead people down a path that is gonna, that is one that is, I don't know, I'm not gonna say tried and true, but in a way definitely has a Ma'at energy about it, where there's some law, some like you can replicate this thing because Ma'at is a scientist. Um, so what I will say is I cannot be like the main population, so I'd rather take what I have than like I could never go back. I'm out the matrix. I'm Neo out the matrix. I could never go back and be the way that I was before. But by the same token, I need to feel like I have some certainty of how I'm living my life with all of this. So, yeah, it is. I have awakened yesterday morning. The only reason I didn't wake up and record a vlog this morning is because um, I had to come live with you all. And but yesterday and the day before, I recorded 3 vlogs. Don't know if I'll ever release them. I'm recording them as if maybe at some point I'll release them. So it's hard. I need a reading for the year because this bull is not okay. I need to be aware of all this mess I'm dealing with, my family is dealing with. Yes, Bliss. Yes. I probably need a reading because the astrology, not astrologizing. Yeah. I'm gonna be honest with you all. Part of the reason I do um, the monthly circle, and I'm actually thinking about changing that circle a little bit and taking out all that I put into it and making it more simple, less expensive, because I do a circle with Sistership Circle for women of color. And I'm thinking about just combining the two because it's so much work to do 2 circles per month and have to market it. And it's not a lot of money for either circle, but it's a lot of work. Um, but the circles that I have been doing, I designed these circles to help you keep up with your astrology. Because to me, I listen to, say, for instance, Victor and Lotta. Those are the 2 who I'm gonna listen to the most, which Victor is the main astrologer who I listen to at this point. But every day I have to stop and say, "Okay, what sign is the moon in?" And, I use Lotta. She has um, a tracker. And if you get a reading from me, I typically will send you your transit. It's a transit report is what it's called. And so I look at my transits. Of course, I have advanced knowledge, so I can understand those transits even more than what Lotta has, but I still look at that transit. I bought into lifetime membership of her transit tracker, and I have to look at those transits and say to myself, like, okay, this is what I'm dealing with today. Some days I wake up grumpy and I'm like, why am I so grumpy when my transits look good? Let me get myself together. I'm going to miss out on opportunity. Maybe it's just I didn't journal enough or I haven't been doing my tapping enough. That's what I recently found out. My husband did this special way of eating, and it just had me in the kitchen because I'm the family cook. It's just always in the kitchen. I was just like so grumpy and so mad and not doing things to take care of myself. And next thing I know, I looked at my transit. I'm like, this is beautiful. Why am I sitting here grumpy? Get myself together. Or um, the other thing is astrology is a guide and a tool. And so it's like, okay, right now I'm in eclipse astrology. I feel like I really haven't done a lot in terms of like expanding my business this year. It's been very slow and methodical. It's been I've just kind of had to like be okay with sitting. There's no get up and go on me right now, none. It's more commitment, right? But it's because of my astrology, I knew certain things I needed to invest in this year. So it's kind of like the astrology is the guide. It is not necessarily, that's why I said I don't believe in using astrology to specifically predict anything. And so for instance, if something is predicted, like for instance, I got a reading from Nick. Nick is the other one. I failed to mention Nick, Dark Pixie astrologer. She has invested a lot in me. Nick has really like highlighted me and just been like, she's like, I see your goodness. Me and Nick are like friends, really. She did a reading for me and she was like, oh my gosh, this was maybe around early summer. She was like, you have whatever was going on that she saw in my chart. She was like, honestly, you need to not be pushing yourself right now. Cause I had told her, I was like, I just don't have any get up and go. I don't feel like doing anything, but it feels like I should be running and making things happen in my business, right? But I was like, I've lost my get up and go. And she was like, yeah, like as a matter of fact, you need to scale back and almost do nothing, which is kind of sort of like what I've done. But I have had to make that choice because the other thing she mentioned in this reading was something with Pluto is making me like work, 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 work. It's pushing, 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 like work. And she was like, you're going to have to really let Pluto know I'm not going to be doing all this. So it's like living the astrology. That's how I see astrology is like the guide, but it is up here. I am making some conscious decisions about how I'm going to apply the astrology. Um, but, you know, like what Bliss is saying, it's been a hard year, and it would be good to know that. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. There are certain things, certain decisions, certain agreements we go into that can almost negate any good astrology. I do my best to not focus on telling people, scaring people with Mercury retrograde, but it's just my opinion. Like, put some respect on Mercury retrograde. Don't sign a contract when the moon is void. Take the time to figure out, when is the moon void. Don't sign a contract. Don't take action that you really want to make stick and stay during a void moon. It can make the best astrology go down the drain, or it could create a delay. For me, is always been about the energy of a thing. And my thing is, how do we set ourselves up where we are aligned with the energy, even if the energy, like for me right now, is hard. It is not fun. So I'm gonna line myself up the best way that I can. It's like every day, every morning, I need to wake up and I need to do certain things to help myself feel okay. I need to not be beating myself up because I'm not in hustle mode in my business. I'm just not. um, and there's some things I need to get done that I haven't gotten done. And I know once I do these things, then it's going to help me so much more. Right. So it's like we use it as a guide, but it's ultimately the inner goddess, the inner intelligence that helps you to apply some things. Yes. A lot of us are going through. Oh, I'm so sorry, Bliss. Yeah, it's sometimes the reset is extremely hard. Virgo. What's Virgo doing right now? Where are the eclipses for Virgo? Uh oh, third house. Yeah, local community. You're a triple Virgo too. That local community has changed. Yeah. So this is what I'm gonna tell y'all. This is why I think I was wondering how I got on this. 2023, I think, is going to be challenging for people because people don't mean to not be open to change. It's that one track mind of our subconscious mind. But this is a year where there's a lot of shifts happening, just like in um, 2020. There were a lot of new cycles that began. And so, like, Pluto is moving into Aquarius, and um Saturn is moving into Pisces. The nodes of the moon are back and forth between two axes. We're still on Taurus and Scorpio. And then it's gonna move into Aries and Libra. It's a lot of change. And if you aren't open to change, then it could feel very disheveling. Okay. But I don't know. Maybe maybe for some of us who feel very disheveled, it'll just feel like more of the same, and we'll just keep using that energy. I just kind of see us as like grabbing the energy and like shape shifting, like allowing ourselves to kind of like merge with it and shape shift with it and make it operate in our favor. And it does take a lot of this. I don't know how to say good boundaries. That's hard for me. Yeah. Jupiter in the 11th. Ooh, that's nice. Did I predict fatty? I've done so many readings. I'm sorry if I don't remember that. Wow. Ah. I refuse to believe anything is hard, especially when it comes to healing. I won't do it. It makes it harder. You say it's hard, then it is true. Yes. Good morning, Natasha. For me, it's been talking about weight loss. That's why I brought it up. I'm like, no, I don't have a weight issue, nothing. That's what I've been doing. That makes sense for me now, Tyra. Good. Why? Explain why I think. Yes, the way I do. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's exactly. I love how you said that. Change your mind, change your world. And so, how do you change your mind? Hmm? Okay, here's a good one. I'm tired. Very good one, Felicia. I can so relate. I can so relate. So that would be one that I would say, okay, I'm no longer available to say I'm tired because that is just bringing more of that on. So, what is something else she could do? She could either just acknowledge how she feels, like tune in, like, okay, and then make a decision about what you're going to do. Because I'm tired. What kind of thoughts does that make you think? Like, I don't want to do this. So maybe, if you think, and I'm not saying Felicia thinks this, but if you're thinking I'm tired, then it might make you delay, procrastinate doing some things. If you're thinking I'm tired, um, it may make you just that's just how you show up in life. Like there's no energy there, right? But if you think, okay, I feel tired in my body, so I'm gonna stop and rest for like 15 minutes. And while I'm doing that, I'm not gonna think about anything. And then I'm going to go on ahead and continue to complete what I said I was gonna complete, or I'm gonna go about my day and feel good. And that's just it. But to not say I'm tired, I'm telling you, Felicia, I've been dealing with that, um, with these hormonal shifts. That's the thing after being reborn. It's like you're a newborn learning how to speak because the weight on it. Yes. I love the way you said that. Hmm. Yes. So what you can think is, maybe a bridge thought could be because sometimes it's hard to go from, say, for instance, if someone says I'm tired so long, they might need to say I'm tired, but I'm willing to do something about it. I'm tired, but I'm willing to, find my energy. It's called a bridge thought. And so I'm not where I want to be, and it's hard to get to where I want to be, but I'm willing to have a different way. I'm willing to go in a new direction. I'm willing to try some new things. I'm willing to believe it actually can be easy. And so then what I would do is I would go find people who are where they want to be and they say it's easy. And then I start listening to them and figuring out what it is that they're doing. What are their thoughts, especially? What is their identity that allows them to get what they want and for it to be easy? So, in my mind, a lot of times we women of color, and I have to say that because not every woman here is just a Black woman. We actually are all mixed up. I mean, most of us have, all kinds of ancestry. But anywho, a lot of times we will be so sold on this notion of it's hard, that when someone says, y'all, it's really as easy as model the person who's doing the thing that you want. Most of us are like, oh no, that don't work because you don't understand my story. A lot of times we even like sold on it so much that it's like, no, it surely just modeling what someone else is doing is not going to work. But what if it did? What if it did? That's one of the things I feel like this is a breakthrough. If you want something in your life, go find someone who is doing it and model them. Model not just Don't just look at their success, look at their life, look at how they're living. Look at how they think. Study them and see how it works for you. Be my aunt and see how it's working. Okay, so you had to stop saying that. Yes. Good. Yes, I'm broke. You may say something like, okay, I acknowledge it's not the amount of money that I want, but I am. So this is definitely one where gratitude is really good. Um, I may not have a lot of money in my account right now. So these are the ways we start changing the way that we talk. I may not have a lot of money in my account right now, but I have my good health. Sometimes I do like using that law of polarity and looking at, I could be, maybe even remember a time where you really and truly resources and relationship is like a lot of lack that you were experiencing in your life, and things are so much better now. Um, but you just want to start taking stock of all the things that you do have. I may not have a lot of money that's visible to me right now, but I do have, this relationship, that relationship, or this thing, or today I was able just to drink some clean water. Um, Today I was able to, my body is working. If I want more money, I actually could go just get another job and make some more money. If I really want to bring in more money quickly, I could do that. Or I could find a way to manifest more money. And okay, I may not have a lot of money right now, but I'm gonna take this course on, how do you manifest more money in your life? How do you have more abundance in your life? So it's so many other options that we have, and we have to make sure that I've talked about it. Soften, shift, stay. Soften down on I'm tired. It's hard. I'm not where I want to be. I'm broke. Soften it. And that's just take your focus off of it. Do not pour your ashe, your life force energy, into what you don't want. You just say, you know what? I may think it, but for a minute, but the next thing I know, even if I have to turn on a video, I used to tell myself before I sit up here and let my mind race like this, I'm getting ready to turn on this video that's talking about something that interests me, that's helping me with my business, something like that. Okay. I love that. I eliminated shoulds, have tos, and ifs from my vocabulary. Love it. Right now, the thing I've been saying is everything is an uphill battle. Mhm. And so it could be, okay, things feel challenging for me right now. I acknowledge that. We don't want to lie to ourselves. Like, okay, yeah, like this is something that is taking a lot of effort. And maybe ask myself, okay, it's taking a lot of effort. Like, what is it that I really need? Like, do I need to shore up my inner Capricorn, or do I need to get some support? Because I see an uphill battle is you're leaning back. And so it's kind of like maybe you want to go get some support of some sort. Um, or, yeah, this is my time. This is my time to um go through this type of thing. And it's right now, one of the things I love Iyanla's book titles. I quote them sometimes. In the meantime, this is just in the meantime. Trouble don't last always, right? This too shall pass. This is where I am right now. This is what my life has called me to be. And I'm just going to show up fully for it. And it's okay. I know I kind of want things to be easy right now. It feels like they're not fully easy, but let me relish the moments that are easy. Not every moment is an uphill battle for me, because this moment happened and wow, that was pretty easy, or I went and did this. Or if every moment feels like an uphill battle, okay, I definitely need to build in more ease and flow into my life. So that's how I would do that. Literally spelling, powerful spells, yes, help us help us are possible. Got to change that inward combo. I'm glad that I'm bringing this up. Okay. Yeah. Hey, dark goddess. Yeah, done with the matrix. Yeah, I feel sort of like I am a wellspring of energy, and I kind of have taken advantage of that. I never really thought about it until actually right now, Eileen, Ocean Kimmy. that I have taken advantage of the fact that I have an eternal energy flow. And I've just always been known as a very high energy person. And I just kind of like got too comfortable with that. Like I can get through anything because I have energy and I just pour all my energy into it. And the universe is like, no, what we not gonna do is keep doing that. You or my life actually is you need to learn how to maybe pace yourself, manifest more. That was one of the things Nick said in my reading. She was like, aren't you talking about manifestation with your community? Ma'am, you need to do more of that. Ah, okay, I love that. Hmm. I'm not just going to be wrapping myself up with people's problems. Girl, yes. Yeah, I love Nick's classes because she's so concise and she writes everything out. So, yeah, I love me some Nick. Okay. I'm glad that you're seeing some of this, Cora. That's what we're working on. Woo, 2022. Mm-mm-mm. Aw, Moonchild, Cancer, Sun, and Rising Taurus. Oh, okay. I love that. I'm full of life. I'm full of life. And then what does I'm full of life look like? Envision that. And yeah, where the mind goes, the body will line itself up to it. Okay, I love that. I am energized after I rest. I rest and I deserve rest. I love that. Very good. Okay. I'm loving how I'm seeing y'all have been, working through all of this. I absolutely have been pushing back on this notion of if I rest, I'm lazy. I used to think that even I still struggle with that thought actually. But yeah, we have to push back on it. I agree. The other thing that I say about money is something that I've learned is money is everywhere. It's floating around. And when we have the notion of I don't have a lot of money, I'm broke, we don't have anything to catch it. But when we relax and just be open to receiving money, then money will come to us. And it really, I have experienced it that way. But we do have to do a little bit of work to make it happen. Oh, yay. Yes, the energy of this chat. Y'all are, this is everything. Beautiful. I have everything I need. I'm working to improve my finances. That's a good one. Yeah, that monkey mind can keep you going. It's interesting that you say that because one of the things that I realized about myself is actually there. Okay, so in NLP, we have these things called strategies. And we don't know all the time that we have these strategies. Some strategies we consciously set up, and then some strategies it gets set up on the subconscious mind, in the subconscious mind. And so I figured out that I have a strategy that is kind of like, okay, if the monkey mind is actually an energy source. It's kind of like it keeps me running, keeps me energized. I'm running away from all the thoughts that are there. I'm not gonna be that. I'm running, running, running. So recently, that's one of the plugs that I unplugged. It's like, no, I will not draw. I will not let anything that is keeping me stuck and limited or yeah, be like a battery. I began to realize my monkey mind, it's crazy. But this is the complexity and the beauty of humans. I had actually gotten to a place where I was like, no, my monkey mind is actually one of my batteries. And so I have to figure out well, it's through mindfulness, actually. The more I do mindfulness, it's proving to me that a quieter mind, a mind where I don't actually judge what's going on. I don't actually try to control it too much. I just kind of am present and allow myself to be with it. Another thing I've been getting more into is writing everything down. Just take everything that's up there and put it down on a piece of paper so that it's not even about, I got to like pick throughout every thought and figure out, is this a thought I want to keep, or do I want to get rid of this one? Or I don't even do that. Just pull it all out, write it down. Um, and now I've been able to switch my battery pack more to when I practice mindfulness, I come out and I feel so charged up. But I didn't realize what my monkey mind was doing to me. Okay, this is good. I like that. I never thought about doing that. This is one of the reasons I love connecting with everyone, because you get ideas. I'm gonna do that. Or look at vacation in places I'd like to live, put them in my notes as a way to visualize, manifest where we'll eventually get. Does anybody want to do a vision board workshop? I would love to help y'all do this with using the subconscious mind and maybe give y'all some pointers. We did one last year in the inner circle. Love it. Ooh. Love that. Okay. I'm glad I saw that. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Larissa Falami. Yes. Okay. So let's see here. 777, write down and manifest. Love that. I love the number 7. It's one of my favorite. Okay. I'll look at doing a vision board party. We don't have to do it, even in January, but I do think doing it in Capricorn season would be good. Maybe even Aquarius season. And then we really take that time to put it on our timeline at the spring equinox. So, but if y'all want to, let me know, because I do think it is important with this Mercury retrograde for us to be thinking about what is it. Honestly, I think this time for Mercury retrograde is a time for us to be wrapping some stuff up. So let me just really quickly, I'm going to just start talking a little bit, and then I'm going to go on ahead and end it. Right here. Because I want to sell you all on hypnosis. Because I am going to start doing more hypnosis, pushing hypnosis, having more hypnosis in my sessions. I sometimes feel like that we don't understand how much when we get quiet and disengage the conscious mind, because we keep trying to figure out how to solve the problem, but the answer and the solution is not in the conscious mind. The conscious mind is very limited in what it can take in. It's one of the reasons why, this notion of women being able to multitask. And I'm not going to lie, some of y'all can multitask, okay? Some of y'all can multitask. Geminians can multitask. It's just their nature. But in general, that's not the optimal way for humans to operate. It's very important for us to focus and to focus on one thing at a time. You get so much more done. And, when your attention is split, it just can't handle it, because the conscious mind, it honestly cannot take too much. Right. And so the problem solving part of ourselves, when we think about, the answer is within you. What the heck does that mean? The answer is within you. Well, I'll tell you. The conscious mind needs to get quieted down. Number one, so the subconscious mind maybe can show you what's there. The subconscious mind will deliver every answer to you. This is my experience. It will deliver every answer to you. Sometimes the answer doesn't come immediately. Sometimes it'll come later and you'll see it somewhere in the environment. It could be a thought that happens, like the answer comes into your mind as a thought. Sometimes when I call on my subconscious mind, which I also consider to be connected to my Ori, my higher self, um, it will come on. I'll see a board. Sometimes I'll say, if I'm on the right track, I need to get, I need a sign. And so sometimes it'll be some random song will come on and it'll be exactly the answer that I'm looking for. The problem is we have been so trained to believe in our conscious mind that we ignore ignore it. We think we just don't allow ourselves to believe the answer could come that easily. Or, like there's some characters in the Bible, they needed like 50,000 proofs from God. Is this what I'm supposed to do? What was the prophets? No. My thing is this: when the universe shows me the answer, I'm gonna believe it, and then I'm gonna act on it. So that's the number one thing. The solutions lie within you in your subconscious mind. You are all powerful. All the solutions lie within you. And so hypnosis helps to disengage the conscious mind, because the conscious mind, it is actually under the rulership of the unconscious mind. Okay. The conscious mind is, and we think it's the other way around, but the conscious mind is only going to allow you to experience what the subconscious mind, the unconscious mind, is saying. This is what is on tap for Boo today. This is what she finna experience. And so, in order to make a change, is one or two things is going to have to happen. Number one is something there that got embedded many, many years ago that you will need to release. And how do we release it? All the work that we've already been done. That's the answer for me regarding all this that I've done, all these decades that I've been a part of this type of spirituality. The answer is this: these are all the tools that will actually work. Now that you have this understanding and belief, and it's easy to make changes once I start working with the conscious mind, the subconscious mind, all that, know how to do that, is actually I have all these tools that I can use. And so we use tools of release. Maybe we do need to go talk to a therapist. Maybe we do need to go to a retreat. Maybe we do need to do mindfulness for a year every day. I don't know. Who knows? Because for me, what I have found is some of it is so embedded that it is taking a little bit of a time. And then the other thing is we are in relationship, honestly, because a lot of this has been put in place to keep us safe. And so to let it go means I'm not safe. So we're slow to let it go, right? So we want to, we want to either let something go or we want to install a programming. But let me tell you, if you have two conflicting programs, I want more money, but on the inside, having money is scary. This is not lining up. It's not lining up. It's not going to work. This is why we get these conflicting experiences. We literally have to say one thing. If I know I'm calling in more money, then that means I need to go inside and subconscious mind bring up all the parts of me that doesn't believe in having a lot of money. I need all the programs, all the emotions that are about not having a lot of money. I need you to bring them all up. And that's what eclipses help us to do. That's what I love about astrology. The eclipses have been helping me to bring up all the stuff that's still in conflict with the things that I'm calling into myself. It's helping me to shift my identity from, what it has previously been, shifted to a new identity. That's how I am working with all these tools. And so hypnosis is actually something that hypnosis is ancient, honestly. And I have come to figure out that a lot of ancient African, especially when we think Ifa, I don't know about all of them, Ifa, even voodoo, what they understand is the power of trance, and how when you put someone in trance, you get someone in a trance state, because that's what we do with all the singing, all the dancing. We eventually go into a trance state. But the problem is we ain't having nothing being installed during all these, I'm like, I do all this spiritual work. It feels good in the moment, but where is the lasting change? Well, now I realize when I do get myself in that trance state, however I get myself there, then I'm going to install in me. Well, first of all, I'm going to let go of some things. I'm going to do what O'Shea says. I'm going to compost some things. I'm going to take, for instance, when I was a girl, the things that happened in my childhood, I'm going to take them and turn them into a lesson. And then I'm able to take that lesson now. It's not in me as a stuck emotion. It's now in me as this expansive lesson. So now I can install something new, that a new identity, a new value. I value working out every day. I value money and the power that I have. The more money I have, the more powerful I am in a good way. You know, I get to like reshape it and put it in there, and become something new. So we have all these tools that we have, but now with this understanding of how we got to disengage the conscious mind, the critical faculty is like the bouncer. So we're disengaging all of that with hypnosis so that we actually can go into the subconscious mind and do some work to, release and clear or install whatever it is that we're being called to do. But when you are watching TV, you're in a hypnotic state. When you are reading a book, you're in a hypnotic state. Even the monkey mind thing, the more we're just kind of like, just the monkey mind is just going, and we're just kind of like, we get so used to it. Some of us get so used to it that becomes a hypnotic state. And so whatever is happening during that hypnotic state, that's what's really getting sunk down deep into the subconscious mind. So that's why it's things like, be cautious of who you hang out with, be cautious of the things that you listen to. I love comedy, but it's like, I can't listen to, if it's too negative, I just can't do it. If it's dissing people, I'm not going to listen to it. And I love comedy, just not going to do it. I actually don't like too much cursing. I can't take it because I understand the power that it has on me. The songs that I listen to, the music is very hypnotic. Think about music is under the rulership of Pisces, and this energy just comes into us and comes into us, and we listen and we listen and we listen. There was some song, I was just listening to all these old songs, and what is her name? It's all because of you. I'm feeling sad and blue. You went away. Whatever that is. Ooh, I was like, oh yeah, that's my jam. And then I started looking at the words. I was like, dang, maybe I can find a instrumental version of that song. Because I love it. But she's talking about like, I'm like, nah, I'm not giving. I've been married too long to be calling this kind of stuff into my life. I'm like, I really want to listen to that song, but nope, not going to do it. I'm very cautious about what I'm letting in because I understand everything has the potential to be a hypnotic state. I'm not listening to people that's going to be beating me up. That's why I'm very cautious about how I talk to you all. I don't want y'all. Now, I might sometimes get a little bit firm, but because sometimes we do need to be jarred. But no, all I need to do is just keep affirming your greatness, keep affirming that your path is a beautiful path, and all the things on your path that you feel like are bad, all the things on your path that you seem like are good, your whole path is beautiful, baby. It's beautiful. It's good, and you're gonna be just fine. That's what my mother-in-law said to me a lot. Y'all gonna be just fine. Some days on my hardest days, I hear her say, "Y'all gonna be fine. You're gonna be just fine." Is how she would say it. Um, And that makes such a difference when we have somebody express some belief in us, right? Okay. No, wait a minute. Hold on, Deezer. I'm gonna find it. Um uh, oh, let me see if she's still in my YouTube history. She looks I may not this may not be PC, but she looks Blasian. And it seems like her name was kind of like Japanese, maybe. It's all because of you. Now Mary J. Blige may have sang this song, but this is like from the 19 maybe 80s. You know what? I'll just post it in because I don't see it. I'll post it in the Mighty Networks group. Uh no. Okay. Um yeah, I don't see it. Let me get that just in case anybody is not there. If you want to be a part of the community and conversation, um, outside. Yeah, it wasn't Mary J. That's it. Here we go. Wait a minute. Hold up. That right there. Yeah, that. That one. Yeah, I knew it. Yes. Oh, good, Sharmika. I am happy for you because okay, I'm gonna get back to that place too, where I'm reading. I used to read all the time too, internet. Mm. Okay, let me see what have I missed. Um, okay, so vision board party, okay. And it was beneficial. Wishes do come true. Yeah, so again, I'm all about the energy. I really do think Capricorn is we have been sold that January 1st is the time to set goals and stuff. And I actually agree with it astrologically, but it's not the final vision board. Like I tell myself, I'm okay with the fact that I'm not going into the new year with anything actually spelled out because everything feels so up in the air for me. And so, it's kind of like I need to let my soul speak. This morning when I was journaling, I did say that I'm going to be more about take nothing personally. What was the other one I said? Take nothing personally. And the only meaning that something has is the meaning that we give it. Um, so yes, exactly. Yay. Yes. Hypnosis helps you relax. Yeah. That is one of the things that I love about hypnosis, because in the hypnosis community, I'm hearing more and more people say, we don't need those long inductions. And I actually don't like the long inductions because I know how to get into a hypnotic state very quickly. I don't need a long induction. And I actually know that sometimes, y'all, if you turn on the thing that you want to really get embedded in your subconscious, just have it on in the background. You don't even have to listen to it. It's actually the best way to take something in is actually kind of sort of don't focus on it, but have it in the background. Um, your subconscious mind will pick it up because the subconscious mind picks up everything. The conscious mind cannot, but the subconscious mind can. You're multidimensional. You're you're multidimensional, Diza. That's why you're doing everything at once except for music. I go up for it. Yeah, hypnotherapy is the best. And hypnosis and hypnotherapy are actually two different things. So I should be saying we need to be doing more hypnotherapy because hypnosis is a natural state. It's something that we go into on a regular basis, but hypnotherapy is where we are being diligent with it. Mhm. And come from a place of gratitude. I agree. It's honestly, as my mama would say, the true truth. Mhm. And I just love that we live in a society now where we can talk about, "Oh, yeah, I've experienced some trauma," and, mhm, good, yay. Um, and we can be granted grace to be able to walk through it, because it used to be we were just effed up and people just dogged us out and talked about us, but now it's like, "You know what? Maybe somebody dealing with trauma would act this way, and I can just grant them grace." Like, I don't have to necessarily jump into whatever's going on, but I can grant people grace, understanding people who have trauma, they will show up and act a particular way. Mhm. Nice. I'm just looking at y'all scrolling through. So, Mary J. Blige has one? Huh. So this is if you wanna join the community, you can join the community. It's amazing, Diza. Mhm. Yes, SAI will be back in 2023. So, speaking of astrology, with when Mars first of all, Mercury went retrograde, what, September? Into the top of October, and then Mars started going into its, shadow period in October, and then it went retrograde at the end of October. I was just, like, doing my best to try to get SAI launched in, and I was in between, and I was just like, "I can't get it done," and I am again, I know I get to think whatever thoughts I want to think about retrogrades. But I just am like, "You know what? Until my planet, since I'm a Scorpio, is direct, I just don't wanna launch SAI." But if y'all are interested, I keep hearing people ask me about SAI. It gives me more incentive to do it, because 'cause I'm not gonna lie, y'all, being a business owner, it's hard. It's kinda like, do people want my stuff or don't they want my stuff? And that's the thought that I'm working on. I need to believe that just like I had 10 ladies sign up last time, I'll have ladies sign up this time. I think the reason that I feel a little bit some kind of way about it is SAI is going to be revamped. I'm going to do it radically different. So, when you do something new, it's like, oh my gosh. Ah. So there's more than one, because I remember a taste of honey. 70s version of okay. That's why I'm glad I have folks here who know this. Trauma no longer needs to stay in our closets. That's right. So actually, Shamika, I'm thinking the Aquarius season is when I said I would bring SAI back. So thank you for asking. I hope you join. And it's really and truly becoming more of like what I teach, because SAI initially, and this part is still going to be there, is what my godmother and me and some other priestesses came up with. And I love it and it's great. Um, and it's going to be more of what I'm teaching y'all here. My thing is, I want people to have tried and true ways of living their lives, spiritual aspirant, spiritual aspirant. We are opening up the aspirant part of yourself, which is a technician, a practitioner of your life, helping you to understand what tools work best for you, or to be exposed to tools that maybe you don't know how to use. And so, yeah, I probably need to do some focus groups with the other SAI ladies. Cora's here. Hey, Queen. Yay, Cora's here. Okay, so let me see. Is there anything else? I think that's all I'm going to talk about today. I think we did really well. I felt like this was also therapeutic, that we were able to get some clarity on how we're going to move forward. My plan is to be back on Saturday and do some readings. They'll be live here, so there'll be just a small little amount of money that you need to maybe get some clarity for yourself. Hopefully a little bit rapid fire. Y'all know I don't do nothing rapid fire for the most part. I'm long, methodical, slow, deliberate Taurus. But I'll do my best to get as many people done who want to, because I know not everybody right now, sometimes people just need a little quick reading. I'm going to say it that way. Okay, good. Yeah. Okay, so to wrap things up, because I'm the type of person who needs a wrap up. Tell me one thing you're taking from today's session, and then I'm going to pull a card. Maybe a card or two. But type into the chat one thing you're taking away from today. One thing you're taking away from today's circle. Type that into the chat. I'm going to put some music on. Oh, you cracking me up, Felicia. Okay, I hope y'all can hear me. If you can't hear me well, let me know. Because sometimes when I turn the music on, it muffles my voice. So from the Healing Not Broken deck, Healing Not Broken, I have here, growth isn't easy. It isn't without struggle. It isn't painless. Growth can be tough, but I promise you, it's so worth it. Yeah, I like that one. I like that one. And then from the Beyond Lemuria deck, which was birthed through my last SAI, speaking of SAI, not birthed, but I started using this deck. Actually, the card I pulled today is the same that's on the cover. That's interesting. And the name of this card is Our Ancient Future. Wisdom from indigenous peoples. This is the key word. Ancestors holding the keys for the future. Ancient remembering. Bloodlines. How the past affects the future. A time to step up. Timeless power symbols. Activations for powerful shifts. Ancient, the wisdom from ancient time is relevant. And it's talking about the fall of the ancient civilization called Lemuria. It alerts us to the possibility that humanity may face if we live without respect for the earth. An ancient remembering is emerging. Many of the seed crystals and the knowledge they are imbued with are becoming unearthed. All those things who can all those who can see a better future are not just dreaming. Their hearts and minds are hearkening to the core of earth-based traditions to bring through knowledge that will help shift this paradigm into balance. It is said that the Lemurians who survived the fall traveled the planet and ended up in the places where inspiring indigenous knowledge far outweighs Western minds. And these places are the ancient Egyptians, Mayans, Incans, Tibetans, Maoris, indigenous Australians, and Hopi are examples. These ancient knowledge keepers of the earth and ethers have been holding the key for a new world. We're being called back to our roots to acknowledge the infinite wisdom available when we drop to our knees in humble receptivity. To move gracefully forward, we must first stand in our power for the places, ethics, and conservation of what matters most. When we heal ourselves, we often heal our ancestors, or we also heal our ancestors. As illuminated beings ready to make a change in the collective consciousness, we can sometimes take on what seems like more than our fair share of karma. We may be clearing some of the wounds from our ancestors. With this in mind, we can ease through the waves, allowing guidance and empowered perspective to lead us to the greatest good. This card is imbued with activations for a new paradigm. You are now being showered with blessings in preparation for transformation. It may be turbulent at times, but you will grow and heal through the coming journey. Partake in activities that help you drop into a meditative state as often as possible. Use clearing tools to raise your vibration, and don't get caught up on the destination. Focus on the journey and experience. You can navigate a situation you have no experience with by truly being present. Integrity and intuition will be your guide. I feel like that is just such the period on today's discussion. And y'all saw me shuffle that deck, so y'all know I didn't just choose that card. I'm Bella and I'm taking clarity. I'm Shamika and I'm taking away hope and optimism. Healthy choices heal. Listening to my intuition and turning on to you this morning has been transformational. Oh my gosh. Welcome, Healthy Choices Heal. Glad you were here. I'm so happy to hear that. I'm taking tests with me today because my schedule is changing next week. Ooh, okay. I'm Felicia and I'm taking hope. Beautiful, Felicia. Oh, Eileen is taking rest. Beautiful. Cora, clarity on how to move forward in my life in a positive way. All the queens here helped me today a lot. Beautiful. Mystic Storm, I'm taking away curiosity to dive deeper into hypnotherapy. Beautiful. And just to let you know, if you have done any circles with me this year, you have multiple hypnosis tracks. I create one per month to go into my new moon circle. So avail yourself to those. I make them with all of you all in mind. Next, it is to cater how my mind flows. Beautiful. Natasha, peace. Keita May, reassurance, clarity, and gratitude. Chocolate soup. Hey, Tanya. Change your mind, change your world. All right, Nexodus. I think Nexodus is is the one who said that. Ashe. Oh, yes, that card is, I was like, wow. The price on that deck is falling to $14.37. Okay. Okay. Love the synchronicity. I am Ellen and I'm taking gratitude, stepping through the portal. Asheo. Hello, Awo. How are you, Awo? Greetings. Healing doesn't mean you're broken. It means you're growing into the person you were meant to be. I needed this. Asheo. Crossover herb, slippery elm is helping a lot. Love it. Yes, rest. I'm Devi, and I'm taking good energy that will surround us in every situation. Ashe, ashe, ashe. Oh. Okay, queens, thank y'all so much for being here. This was really, really good. I am Tyra, and I am taking contentment. I just feel content right now. I love y'all so much. I look forward to us continuing to stay connected in 2023. And it's two camps about 2023. 2023 is like the bottom of a downward trend, and then we go up from there. Lada is talking about, well, Lada and Victor have talked about all the good transits that are happening. So I'm just really speaking positivity, abundance, positive, gentle change and transformation into all of our lives. And that at the end of 2023, we're going to be like, and I know this is true because I feel emotional, all that we've been through in 2020, 2021, and 2022. We're going to say, I see why I went through that. It's been worth it. I'm better for it. I love where I am at the end of 2023. And so it is. May the ancestors and the mothers, our guides, continue to surround us, keep us, be with us, guide us, direct us, hold us, push us into our greatness, into our glory, into the goddesses, who we are, the fullness and the greatness of the goddesses that we are. And so it is. Ashe, ashe, ashe. Love y'all so much. See you soon. Happy 2023.